Hello, my name is Jennifer Skinner, and today I'm going to be talking about different guidelines and principles I hope to integrate into my future classroom community. So the first aspect of the learning environment and just my future classroom community that I want to talk about is the academic setting. Just different principles and models that I've seen effective in my practicum experience and ones that I've researched and read about in articles that I hope to integrate is the gradual release of responsibility model, and that is located to your right. And as you can see, in the gradual release of responsibility, you start out with a focused lesson or modeled instruction where I do it, and so the teacher is modeling what they would like the student to do. And as you can see, as you move on throughout the lesson, the teacher responsibility lessens and the student responsibility increases till eventually the students are working independently. I also hope to integrate effective transitions into my classroom, project-based learning. I hope to articulate criteria for success and provide feedback for my students so they are clear on the expectations of the classroom. I also hope to integrate active learning, reflective writing, check for understanding, and effective questioning strategies into my classroom community. I love the idea of integrating check for understanding, such as an example pictured to the right, just a simple thumbs up, thumbs to the side, or some thumbs down to see where students are at in understanding the material, because I believe it is vitally important and essential that the students are understanding all of the material and that all students are on board. The next aspect that I want to look at is the behavioral aspect. For my classroom community, I think it is very important that students have consistent attendance and participation in class. It is so easy for students just to be passively sitting in the classroom and be present but not be actively learning. So not only is attendance vitally important, but I also think participation is as well. I also think it is important that students have the responsibility for obtaining their own makeup work. I hope to have a folder system in which students can quickly grab the work that they have missed. And I also think it is important that students are punctual, on time for class, and also prepared, ready to learn. And I also believe it is vitally important that students respect and support their peers, their teachers, and also their self. Moving on to an effective community, I hope to integrate collaborative learning into my classroom. I also hope to create a safe and respectful learning environment and to integrate community building activities regularly. I think a neat activity to integrate in the beginning of the year would be to do a classroom puzzle in which each student is assigned a piece of the puzzle, and they have the opportunity to draw whatever they would like on their puzzle piece, just any traits or symbols to represent themselves. And then as a class, it would be a fun community building activity to figure out how to put the puzzle together and hang it and display it in our classroom to consistently remind them that we are in a positive learning environment and a collaborative learning environment as well. Lastly, I want to just touch on the cognitive aspect of my classroom. I hope to integrate reflective writing into my classroom because I think it is important that students are learning from their own work, that they understand why they are doing things, and I hope to gain feedback from them as well as to how I can improve lessons so that they are more relevant to them. And I think it's also reflective writing is important because that way students are able to see how they can improve, and I think a lot of times you can see the goals students set for themselves through their reflective writing as well. I also hope to integrate authentic tasks into projects so students understand why they're learning. I hope the projects that I integrate into my classroom will be relevant to real life and will give them essential skills that they can take with them into the workforce or college or whatever they decide to do in the future. I also hope to allow different choices for projects. I think it's important that students have the opportunity to do projects that they enjoy. So whether that be writing a newspaper article, writing a poem, or doing a video project, I think it is important that students have that freedom to choose how they want to display the information that they've learned. I also hope to take into account students' individual interests while building my lesson plans, and I hope to just use their individual interests to shape the way I form my lessons. So in conclusion, in order to ensure an engaging classroom all year long, I believe it is essential that, number one, there is an active learning environment, that all students are participating. I also think that, two, project-based learning is taking place. I know students, by following this gradual release of responsibility model, I hope that students are able to understand how important it is to not just answer the questions, but also they know how to explain how they solved the problem or did the project. Number three, I hope that students feel as though the work they are doing is relevant. Number four, I hope that students feel that they are in an emotionally and intellectually safe classroom. Number five, I think it is important that students can bring their own ideas and skill sets to the classroom and utilize them in academic projects. I know I feel just so much greater when I'm able to take ownership for my own work. So that wraps up my PowerPoint, and yeah, so that's what I want to integrate into my future classroom. Thank you.